Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to another Everton 24/7 report. Well, tonight's show focuses heavily on the ins and outs in defence for Everton, and we start with a name who has already popped up in this transfer window, and that is Jonjoe Kenny, because Schalke are keen to make his loan permanent this summer, according to the Daily Mail. They say that the manager, David Wagner, wants to hold talks with Kenny and convince him to stay beyond the summer. However, Everton may well want him to return, so whatever happens, it does seem that 2020 is set to be a very big year for Jonjoe Kenny. Well, today we asked for your opinion on Jonjoe Kenny and the transfer situation, whether you'd keep him, whether you'd sell him, and 75% of you guys on Twitter said that you would keep him, and I'd have to agree with that. If a local lad is coming through and finally starting to come good in a position where we maybe need to strengthen, I think it's a no-brainer. And also Jonjoe Kenny, for me, is a player who's criminally underrated at Everton. I thought he deserved a chance even before he was loaned out, but these great performances that he seems to be putting in Germany seems to just only cement that opinion in fine. On the other hand, we asked whether or not you would make Djibril Sidibe's loan permanent, who is of course our current right back, and this was one that really divided opinion, which is understandable, I think, given that he has had on and off form during his time at Everton, and 59% of you guys, so only a slight majority, decided that you would buy him outright. Again, I think that's understandable, given the good value that is in that €14 million buyout clause. I think we would be making a good move by making a permanent, even if we did end up selling him on quite quickly. But whether he'd be first choice or not at Everton is another story, particularly if Jonjoe Kenny was to return next season. But a decision will probably have to be made quite soon, as apparently Sidibe has been holding talks with AC Milan last month, if reported to be believed in Le 10 Sport in France. Whether that would amount to anything would no doubt depend on our decision, whether we activate that buyout clause, and hopefully we'll sort of know where we stand on Djibril Sidibe as we get closer towards the end of the season. Another possible departure in defence is Mason Holgate, if the Daily Mirror is to be believed. Apparently Newcastle are chasing him as they look to strengthen. However, this is one I really can't see happen. I think that needs to be thrown straight on the scrap heap as far as transfer rumours are concerned. Holgate has been very impressive for us this season, and I can't see us selling one of our best players at present to Newcastle, who are maybe looking to try and catch up with us, who are of course not far behind us in the league at present. Finally, one more defender, and this time it's a rumoured incoming, and Everton are reportedly the latest club to be interested in signing Marash Kumbula from Hellas Verona. The 19-year-old has attracted interest from Everton along with Chelsea and Man United, if Gazzetta dello Sport in Italy are to be believed. However, they also say Inter Milan are the team who are apparently leading the race to sign Kumbula for a rumoured €20 million. The report says that Ancelotti is a big fan of Kumbula and was previously trying to sign him when he was Napoli manager, so he's clearly got plenty of admirers, but whether that will translate into a concrete offer from one of these clubs remains to be seen. Finally, one transfer which looks as though it is off the table is Hwang Hee-chan. Of course, he was linked with us yesterday, but today Salzburg manager Christoph Freund has spoken out and said Hwang is not for sale in this transfer period. We won't let him go for even €40 million, and we won't be negotiating with any club. So it seems the striker who was the scourge of our neighbours in the Champions League earlier this season will unfortunately not get a chance to repeat that trick in Royal Blue, unfortunately, for this season at least, it seems. But that's all for transfer rumours today. Be sure to let us know your opinions on all of the big topics. Of course, get involved with those Twitter polls, and also give us a like, a comment and a subscribe. And of course, until next time, thank you guys for watching on the Toffee Blues.